It's time once again for everybody to come aboard that one and done train. And tonight it is the Mountain West basketball right here on the channel. We're happy that you joined us. My name is Jay Heinrich, joined tonight by the captain, Mike Holland. I'm the conductor. He was giving me some love there. He's the captain. We do all the handling. There we go. A huge Mountain West matchup tonight as the 11-3 New Mexico Lobos travel to face the 10-4 Colorado State Rams. Happy you join us tonight here on One and Done. Both teams, Mike, come in having won their last conference game with New Mexico taking care of Wyoming at home to move to 2-1. And CSU picking up their first conference win on the road at Grand Canyon this past weekend to move to 1-2. I think we expect this one to come down to the wire as Ken Palm has this as a one possession game with New Mexico favored at home by 2. Mike, both teams playing contrasting styles of basketball. CSU playing at 365th in tempo in the country, which is dead last under the new coach. And yeah, obviously here I've missed Colorado State favored at home here in this one, and they play slow. Mike, it doesn't mean they're not efficient offensively, though. They rank 25th in offensive efficiency. The problem's been getting stops, though. As for New Mexico, they want to push the pace here tonight. They play 146th at the 146 tempo under new coach Eric Olin. They've been really good defensively this year, but have struggled on the offensive end at times. A lot of that probably has to do with the fact that they're taking a lot of threes and they're under the Heinrich line at 32% as a team. That's not going to get it done for sure. And then, Mike, before I toss it over to you here, some injury news to pass along per the Mountain West Network's availability report. New Mexico will once again be down senior leader, starting point guard Chris Howell, who has missed the last 3 games. Backup guard Kevin Patton will also be out for his 6th straight absence. On the Colorado State side, it'll be down starting forward Kyle Jorgensen, who's missing his 3rd game, and he is a massive loss. That guy is a top 15 type of guy in the country in offensive rating. So big hole in Colorado State's lineup there, and then obviously Howell missing for the Lobos. So I'm done talking. I got all the hot air out, Mike. Gonna pass it over to you and get your thoughts on this matchup.
Yeah, so glad to be doing it. I think this is our 3rd one. Appreciate everyone joining us. I see Darren up in the live chat. You got comments? Toss them out there. We'd love to hear from you. Obviously, we're doing Mountain West streams, all kinds of content. So make sure you hit the like and subscribe buttons. But yeah, Jay, I'm excited about this matchup, man. This is gonna be a good one. This is our first conference matchup, man, that we're streaming. So this is awesome. Colorado State, 2nd best team in the country, not just the Mountain West, but in the country, shooting the 3 ball. So they do play slow, but they're super effective from the field. When you make 42% of your threes, that's going to be pretty good. So what I'm looking for in this game, Jay, I'm trying to see if Colorado State going to be able to take control of the pace of this game, because New Mexico does not want to play this slow. The problem with New Mexico is they can't make a lot of threes. They're shooting, like you said, under 32%, man. So they want to get out and they want to get easy baskets. The problem is, Colorado State's having trouble getting some stops, man. And it's going to be crucial that they do that at home here, because the big man from New Mexico is really solid. Tomislav Buljan, he's averaging nearly a double-double at 12.5 points and 9.5 boards. He's been spectacular. One of those international guys that comes over with some experience and really making a name for himself as a freshman. They'll be up to forwards Kerry Booth and Augustinus Kiodoulis, who's going to be filling in for Jorgensen. They got to keep Bullion off the glass, man. And speaking of Booth, Jay, he was spectacular in their win over Grand Canyon. 19 points, 12 boards with Jorgensen out. We talked about his top 15 offensive rating in the country. Definitely need to see Booth, who's a former Illinois transfer. Need him to be strong out there for the Rams. And then Colorado State's backcourt, man. They got Pasquarelli, can really shoot it. Muniz is more of a do-it-all slasher. And then you got Rex Steiner out there who can shoot the 3 as well, the Virginia Tech transfer. Those guys can shoot it. New Mexico cannot afford to give up even 38 to 40% from 3 on the road here and expect to win this one. And that's going to be up to Albury, Hall, Haupt, and those backcourt mates there for New Mexico, man. So I don't want to bury the lead. Dayton Albury, man, really, really solid. Awesome guard. Looking forward to him. If he or Haupt can stretch the floor at all tonight, that's really going to help the Lobos' chances here, my man.
I want to stay on the New Mexico side here. We talked about Howell a little bit ago being out again. He's not necessarily one of their scoring threats. There's five guys that average double figures on this New Mexico side. Howell's not one of them. But talk about what Howell normally would bring to this team and how you think they're going to have to fill that hole to get this win tonight.
Yeah, I mean, a lot of experience that they're missing out with him. This is a really young team, especially with D1 experience. Now they have a couple of older guys that play big minutes for them. But yeah, missing Hal, man, he's kind of a do-it-all, right? He's not a high usage guy, but a guy that can rebound at 6'6". He can play the point, he can play the three, really high assist rate. He has turned the ball over. So obviously, when he comes back, he needs to take care of the ball a little bit better. But a guy that can get to the free throw line, really strong at attacking the rim. We're shooting 33% from three, which anything over 32% New Mexico would absolutely take right now. But yeah, he comes from the St. Mary's program from a few years ago, transferred in from UC San Diego, made the tournament last year, followed Eric Olin over, and I mean he was spectacular last year for UC San Diego. So yeah, that's definitely a big hole. Missing Howell tonight, but it's going to be up to some of these guys off the bench to pick up the slack.
Make sure you guys stick around, hit those like and subscribe buttons if you have not already. Notification bells anytime one and done's going on. We're going to get to the New Mexico and Colorado State game here on the channel. We're going to stream the game live for you on the channel, and you'll be able to see, wait, over there next to Mike on your screen, every time we're going to pop in and hang out with you and chop it up a little bit about the game. So make sure you hit the like and subscribe buttons if you have not already. Mike, as we await this game to get going, the coverage to begin, I wanted to ask you a little bit about the Mountain West in general. We were talking bracketology before the show, and it looks a little bit shocking right now, but in terms of some of the numbers that are out there and projections and things like that. But for you, Mike, where do you see this conference right now, and where do you see them? How do you see them viewed by the time the tournament comes around?
Yeah, so I mean, when you look at it, Lenardi, came out and dropped. Of course, you're going to get double digits early on when you see the Big Ten, the SEC, Big 12. He has them at 8. The ACC a lot better than we thought they were going to be. Sitting there with 8 bids on Lenardi's latest bracket from earlier today. That's tough, man, because you look at those 4 conferences, right? I mean, that's what 36 bids on at large bids there, so not a lot to go around after that when you consider there's also the Big East. Man, I think for the Mountain West, it's been a step back, which we kind of projected, right? After the last couple of years, we were wondering if they were underseeded in the tournament when they got 6 in 2 years ago. We were wondering if they just weren't being shown enough love. So I think as we get into conference play, we're going to see quad 1 and quad 2 opportunities a lot in this conference. They're 6th overall in Ken Palm's strength of conference, man. You got Utah State sitting up at the top. They're in our top 25 of our power rankings that we just did. San Diego State, obviously a power, been to a national title game within the last 4 years. You got Nevada also sitting at 3-0. So this is definitely a big game for New Mexico and Colorado State. But I think Mountain West in general, Jay, to kind of answer your question, I think we're looking at, I want to say 3 bids. I want to say this is probably a 3-bid league when you consider these wins that are going to be racked up within the conference, and this conference being a top 6 conference in the country.
So who do you think? I mean, right now that New Mexico outside looking in this conference, UNLV maybe too. I mean, they have a game in hand here on some of the teams that are sitting at the top of the conference, obviously. But when you look at the overall resumes, and maybe one of these teams can sneak in and win the postseason tournament and get that bid.
That'll change things,
right? And that would obviously change things a little bit too. Maybe those steal something or get an extra one here or there or whatever might happen, but this is one of those conferences, Mike, where obviously there's going to be some quality games that are coming on the schedule. And this is one of them right here. We have New Mexico traveling to Colorado State here. We're about to live stream the game once the coverage starts with our friends over at the Mountain West Network. We'll get that up here for you. Our guy Nape is working behind the scenes right now, tapping on the
working hard.
I think he's hunting and pecking on the keyboard and getting things done. And shout out to our guy Napesy Hustle, getting pushing the buttons tonight. Shout out to our guy Eric, who got the studio ready and everything. Eric the Blue about to take another trip. I think he's going to Jupiter this time. Who knows? But shout out to everybody, all the one and done crew, and shout out to you for hanging out with us here for sure. We're gonna look in the live chat real quick. Darren asking, are the Rechsteiners and the Heinrichs originally from the same German village? The resemblance between me and the Steiners of wrestling is very similar. Obviously, you can see the guns there. So no, we love our guy Darren. Thanks for hopping in the live chat. Why don't you join him? Did I disappear there for a minute? Why don't you join Darren in the live chat? Hit the like and subscribe button. Hop in there with him. Let us know what you think about this Mountain West matchup here between New Mexico and Colorado State. Mike, looking at the matchups here in this one from the perspective of just like who is going to step up here on this side for Colorado State in terms of the big man, right? Booth, obviously the leader in rebounds. He's gonna have his hands full here with Bouillon. But you know, what do you think is this game gonna come down to really in the end?
Yeah, I think it's obviously going to come down to whether or not New Mexico can get easy baskets, and if they're able to hit anything from three. I think the last time that we were on here, you know, we were talking about like when a team doesn't shoot it well from three, are they able to supplement it right with either getting to the free throw line, or can they find somebody that can get it going from three that can kind of carry them to, you know, some of those extra points that you're really going to need in this one, because you know Colorado State's sitting at home. They're going to want to get to 2-2 in the conference. You know that they're going to have their home crowd behind them. They shoot the three ball. They're at home, so you figure that they're going to be pretty solid. Now, New Mexico obviously has been pretty good defensively, but they do give up a lot of 3-point opportunities. So you know that is a concern. Now they have, you know, been decent at shutting down opponents from three, but yeah, I think overall, man, it's just going to be a clash of styles, man. Like, I mean, we have the slowest team in Colorado State on the stream tonight, but one of the most of their top 25 in offensive efficiency. So
yeah,
when you shrink the game down like that, and Eric the Blue always used to say that, you basically force the other team to maximize their possessions, because you're playing in a game with 6 to 10 less possessions than you probably normally would, and that tends to drive some players on teams kind of crazy when you're just playing so slow, man. So yeah, Darren's saying that the game has already started. Yeah, we're waiting on our stream to come up, Darren. So we appreciate that, man. Just a little bit of technical difficulties.
Yeah,
it working happens. On it right now.
Hey, it's what happens. We're live, baby. It's live TV, man. That's what happens. Sometimes you just got to go with the flow. Right now, currently 17:36 left in the first half. 3-3 ball game here. 5-3 now. Colorado State out ahead. Booth already with two boards. Booth already with 2 boards and 3 points there for Colorado State. Yeah, man, take a look. What you got?
Yeah, what's crazy is Michigan's coming down to surprisingly with Penn State at Penn State. And this is what's crazy about college basketball. Michigan has been blowing everybody out by 30. They are in a 1-possession game, up by 1 on the road at Penn State, who is down their best player, and they have not looked great all year. Duke's going to come out with the win at Louisville. Florida looked really good against Georgia tonight at home. They're going to close that one out. Darren saying this happens on the Manning cast all the time. And then, man, Minnesota currently up at halftime over Iowa. So we're already starting to see conference play, and the teams that, you know, we are saying they're not going to make the tournament, those teams are starting to put some pressure on the teams that we're like, oh, that's a top 25 Georgia team, or that's a top 25 Iowa team who we just put in to our power rankings on Sunday into the top 25 teams trailing. So it's just kind of funny, right? You get into these power conference games, and it just happens to roll like that sometimes, man.
The ebbs and flows of college basketball. Penn State within a point of Michigan with under a minute left, under 15 seconds left, it looks like there. So we'll keep checking back in on that one. Thanks for hanging out with us. Obviously, if you're here, you came to watch the Lobos and the Rams. We're waiting on that stream from the Mountain West Network. Our friends over there and our guy Nape is working behind the scenes to make sure that we can get that to you as soon as possible. Until then, you get to look at our mugs right here on the screen. This is One and Done. My name is Jay Heinrich. That guy right next to me on your viewing device is the Captain Mike Holland. we're hanging out with you, man. This is what we love to do, talking college basketball. I mean, obviously we'd love to have the game up here. We'd love to be watching some Mountain West basketball, but we love talking it just as much. So if you're hanging out with us, we appreciate you. Make sure you hit those like and subscribe buttons if you have not done so already. I recommend turning on the notification bells too, especially if you like to hang out in those DFS streets. Our guy, hey Mike, you remember our guy Jody that used to come around and hang out with us in those DFS streets, right? Our guy Jody. He reached out to me. He said, "Hey, I'm coming back. We're gonna come hang out again. And next time you have a DFS show." He took a little bit of time off to get things going on something else, and now he's like, "I'm coming back to DFS, and I want to hang out with you guys again." So we're looking forward to seeing our friend Jody. Darren hangs out with us all the time over there in the live chat. You know, the godfather of Iowa bowling, our guy Cam will hop in sometimes too. So make sure you hop in the live chat if you're hanging out with us here. Keep us company as we await this stream from our friends at the Mountain West Network. Currently, we have an 8-8 ball game with 14:54 left in the first half between New Mexico and Colorado State. Booth is having a very busy night already, as I sort of mentioned him earlier on, having to sort of be that that kryptonite to Bouillon on the other side, and he has 3 points and 4 boards already. I'm just assuming that Brandon Rechsteiner for Colorado State is in the Rechsteiner line of wrestling, all the Steiners and stuff like that. Look at him. He looks like a pretty swole guy, right? And he averages 12 points and 3 dimes for Colorado State, Mike. He's having a nice season for them as they roll along here. Now 11-8, New Mexico out in front. And they're just, again, these threes are getting fired up on both sides here. Some deep shots being taken. We can see that. And that's sort of how these teams are going to maybe, who knows, live and die by this. But if you're only shooting 32%, and Darren asked earlier if the Heinrich line is an official statistic, and yeah, it
really
is,
should be.
And it's 35%. That's the Heinrich line in terms of 3-point percentage, and that's where I need you to be as an individual if you're going to shoot a ton of them. But especially, man, as a team, if you're shooting 32%, and maybe even, what was it, a little under 32%, Mike?
31.7. Yeah.
Like, that's really not going to get the job done. But, we'll see if they can keep it going here. Let's look and see how we're going. 13-8, like I said here, with 13:54 left in the first half. Mike, I want to keep the conversation going here. Make sure if you're hanging out with us, you hit the like and subscribe button, you hop in the live chat. Let us know what you think about everything in the Mountain West, college basketball in general. And, his ears must have been burning. There he is in the live chat, the godfather of Iowa bowling himself, right there hanging out with us here as we await our Mountain West stream. Mike, let's talk a little bit. It's January, but it's never too early to talk bubble talk, right? Let's get on the bubble here, man. Let's talk a little bit of bubble. What are your thoughts on where everybody lies right now in that area, I guess, of teams? Yeah.
And it's early, right? We're in January. This will, we'll really get into the thick of things when we get into February, man. But what's interesting, man, last 4 in, NC State, Ohio State. I'm a little surprised by Lenardi with that, man. NC State does not look great. They don't really have a signature win, man. Ohio State losing that game the other night that I did the live reaction to actually last night. That was a tough loss, but to a really good Nebraska team, man. So pretty tough stuff there. But I found it interesting that we were just, as the stream starts to pop up here, which we'll go to as it comes back from break here. So appreciate everybody being patient with us, man. But first 4 out for Lenardi. Boise State is on there. So Lenardi with only the automatic qualifier right now for the Mountain West, but it is January. Just thought that was interesting because we've been talking about how good the Mountain West has been for the last couple of years. They're going to have to prove it in conference play, and they're probably going to have 2 or 3 teams go on a run in conference play to boost that number, back up to the 3 that we'll probably see as we get close to March, Jay.
No doubt about it. Thanks for hanging out with us. Thanks for sticking through it and, listening to a couple broskies just chop it up about college basketball here. We have our stream now from our friends at the Mountain West Network, and we're going to take you to the live coverage here. Under 14 minutes left. We're still going to join you at the under 8 and chop it up again, and then we'll see you at halftime. But until then, enjoy coverage of New Mexico versus Colorado State.
Missed it, put back dunk, JT Rock.
And
that's just making our guys rotate way too much. How many times do we have to step over from that low block? That opens up that offensive opportunity for Rock, and he slams it home.
Rams have it in the front court, 15-8. 7-0 run here for the Lobos. 13:05 to go. The opening half of play. Rex Steiner off a Joppa screen, drives inside the lane, all the way down the paint. Running hook shot, misses the mark. Rebound cleared away by New Mexico. To Javis Miller into the front court. Has it on the right wing. Working against Butler, spins into a double team, blocked with it. There's the whistle. And the turnover, the first of the evening for New Mexico. Trio of officials tonight. Edwin Young, John Floyd, and Scott Brown.
Nice awareness from Joppa underneath. He knows that Jace Butler's going to send him to the baseline and force him to turn in. As soon as Miller turns around, though, peekaboo, it's the 7-footer Joppa. Drags that pivot foot.
Rams have McIver into the contest. Jace Butler also in. Pasquarelli remains along with Booth. Those are the lone two starters out there for CSU. Back cutting in the lane. Pasquarelli lays it up and in, the assist to the big man Joppa. 15-10. Snaps that 7-0 run. Right side, Miller outside the arc, top of the key. Tenet. Now high on the left side to Chol, back to Tenet straight away. Has the bounce, back to Chol, launches a deep three. Missed it. Rebound flying in was Pasquarelli. Pasquarelli going to work it out of backcourt himself. Into the front court he comes, 12:05 to go. We're in the first. 15-10, New Mexico with the advantage. Again, Joppa finding a back door this time. Jace Butler, the beneficiary.
And the last two offensive possessions looked like we were moving with a purpose and cutting with a purpose. Great job of just letting that defense overcommit and then changing your pace, cutting to the rim.
Here's Joel, right baseline drive. Got shut down there, top of the key to Bouillon is checked back in. He wants to drive, going to work on Joppa. Shot in the paint, missed it, got his own board outside to Chol. Left side, Albury. Drives left in the paint to the rim and lays it up and in.
And how quick was that first step? I mean, my goodness, gets him blown by the first defender and then goes right into the chest of the 7-footer, looking to get the contact and one. Mentioned Albury, a guy gets fouled 7 times over 40 minutes.
Again, Albury, they transfer from Utah State. Played 34 games, started most of them last year for the Aggies. Now at New Mexico, 11 minutes to go in the first half, 17-12. Rams down here, shot clock winding down. Butler, right wing, launches a deep three, missed it badly, and Bouillon with the rebound on the weak side. Outlet to Albury with speed, chugging down the lane. Got then ripped away by Butler, and he was out of bounds. Stay with the Lobos.
And Butler's lucky he got that ball because he doesn't pick up Albury until he's got feet in the paint already. Absolutely saves the layup by getting 2 hands on the basketball.
Colorado State using some backdoor magic here in the first. They continue to trail the Lobos 17-12, 10:44 to go in the first half of the Mountain West Network and Colorado State Sports Network from Learfield. Farm and Ranch. Learn more at CFBinsurance.com. NCAA.com. Well, both these two teams short-handed. Colorado State more so than New Mexico. Lobos playing without Chris Howell, the 6'6" guard from San Diego. He was part of that UC San Diego team last year that won 30 games. Howell averaging 5.5 points per game. Of course, Colorado State still without Kyle Jorgensen, the sophomore out of Minneapolis, leading scorer for the Rams. So they're without their leading scorer, starting 5 post player. And then, of course, they're without their lone returning starter from a season ago, Adam and Rashawn Bemba. Talked to Rashawn before the game. He said he's going to play on Friday against Vegas.
And he went through layup lines today, too. So that tells you how close he is to coming back for us. And, you know, what a sight to see for Ram fans who could really use a presence, a toughness on the inside.
Yeah, so the Rams without their 2 starting bigs. And they've had a tough time adjusting as they've gotten into Mountain West Conference play. Lobo basketball with the timeout. Albury. Top of the key, driving on Pasquarelli. Got to the low block, had to send it out. Chol deep 3. Off the mark, rebound, tip 4. And came to Miller. He was falling out of bounds. Tried to throw it off Butler, but deflected high in the air. Came to John McConan. The Rams are going to get the basketball here at the 10-15 mark.
So we can get the ball moving here. Sorry to cut you off, but we need something good going offensively as the ball's really sticking in everybody's hands.
Yeah, an interesting lineup out there for the Rams with McIver, Pasquarelli, Butler, McConan, and Joppa. Not sure we've seen this 5 out there all at once. Step back 3. There's Pasquarelli. Missed it. Rebound Butler on the weak side. He's going to bring it back out. Butler, 5 boards on Saturday down at Grand Canyon as everybody got into the act. Colorado State went plus 10 on the glass in that game. Step inside, 10 minutes to go here in the first half. Driving in the paint, McIver got away with a walk, right baseline. There's Butler. Back out to McIver, fires the 3, missed it. Rebound tipped out by Joppa, new life for CSU. So another offensive rebound for Colorado State. Trying to cut into the 17-12 deficit. Joppa up top of the key, hands to McIver high on the right side. We're getting hounded there by Tanette. And the whistle blows. It'll be the second team foul against New Mexico.
This feels like a possession you've got to take advantage. You've got 2 offensive rebounds and now a foul. You're really making this Lobo defense defend at a high rate. Can you take advantage, though, and kind of break the back of this defense that has been really pesky and taking us out, honestly, all of our rhythm early?
Lobos giving up just 67 points per game, second best in the Mountain West Conference behind Utah State.
Rams ball.
9:17 to go in the first, 17-12 Lobos with the advantage. Rams get Jevin Muniz back in the game, along with Brandon Recksteiner. Joppa on the right wing, hands to Recksteiner, goes to the right baseline. 12 to shoot, back to Joppa, fakes the 3, drives inside, steps through, lays it in. Beautifully done by the big man.
That's what he needs to do. He just needs to be solid. I mean, he's a guy who could have all the minutes he wants right now if he could show the coaches that they can trust him a little more.
And then Bouillon with a beautiful reverse layup back on the other end.
And how quick does New Mexico make you pay? Make or miss. How quick did they get to the other end and right in the front of the rim?
19-14, lead back to 5 for the Lobos. 8:35 to go in the first. Here's Recksteiner off a screen, launches a 3, and buries it.
Recksteiner, just that pace, that slow to fast, off that down screen, and at that great job getting contact is Joppa.
It's the second made 3 of the contest for the Rams. Down low, Hall broke free. He'll lay it in. The assist to Antonio Chol.
It's just so nice. As a freshman, a guy who's just known as a dead-eye shooter out there, has such good feel getting to the rim, slipping that screen, and getting 2 guys to commit.
Recksteiner down the lane, lays it up and in. Guess what? Another backdoor feed from the big man Joppa.
Yeah, Joppa, and I see him going to the sideline saying, Coach, I need a quick breather, but not in this game. You're not going to have a chance until that whistle blows. Back-to-back great plays.
Deep 3 by Miller on the right side. Hit the rim, flew up over the backboard, and came back down in. I should say over as high as the top of the backboard. And it falls in. Go figure.
And again, just letting it fly. Now 12 attempts from downtown.
And Recksteiner got in the paint point, missed the left-handed layup. Here comes New Mexico in the front court. Chol fakes the 3, kicked out. Miller going to try another one, and bangs in another one. Back-to-back 3s from Javis Miller. It's 27-19, lead is 8 for New Mexico.
You can feel it from this Lobo offense. Everybody sprinting the floor, getting to their spots, and staying shot ready. Uh-oh.
Then the Rams turn it over. Bouillon head the other way. Dunks it home. Catastrophic turnover there. The Rams have turned it over 6 times. It has led to 11 points for the Lobos. We have a timeout. 8-0 run for New Mexico. Leads up to 10. 29-19 with 7 minutes to go in the first half.
Mike, this was a close one for a little bit. And then, like the announcer just said, an 8-0 run there for New Mexico. I was just commenting off the screen how Colorado State's guards really hadn't done much. And then Rex Steiner gets like 5 straight points. But New Mexico went on a nice little run there, and they have a 10-point lead here at the under 8. What are some of your thoughts as we get to the second part of this half?
Yeah, I mean, nice run there, right, for New Mexico. I'm not sure this really was the game plan. They 13 threes. Now, to James Miller, that's the found money we were talking about during the pregame, right? Like, you super 2 from 3 coming off the bench. Antonio Troll 1 for 5. You got Hall 1 for 3. But when you get Miller and Tannett coming off the bench and they're going 3 for 4 from 3, that's going to give you a nice little spark. And then, for Colorado State, man, just a missed bunny there by Rex Steiner, and they haven't really taken care of the ball. Turn the ball over here. They're obviously down 5-1 in the turnovers. So definitely not going to help, because we talked about one way that New Mexico can get into this, they needed to find money from 3, Jay, and they needed to create easy transition opportunities. So, yeah, if New Mexico is going to shoot 38% from 3 or above the high rank line at 35%, I really like their chances, especially if Colorado State's going to continue to turn it over, because I thought that one of the keys, Jay, was, New Mexico having to get out in transition. Obviously, Colorado State's going to knock down some threes here. They're getting some looks. They just got to take care of the basketball and get their shots up.
Munoz for Colorado State has as many points as you and I do. He hasn't really contributed much. I've been waiting. Pasquarelli had 4 early for the Rams. And then, like you said, Rex Steiner did miss that bunny there. He could have 7, but he is leading the Rams in scoring at the under 8 timeout here. Jake Hall having himself a day. Not surprising. 7 points already for the talented Lobo there. And we're going to get you back to coverage here as New Mexico and Colorado State are past the under 8, heading to halftime. And that's where you will see Mike and I next. Enjoy the rest of the first half. We'll see you at halftime.
Top of the key, here's Rex Steiner off the screen, drives to the elbow, fires the jumper, missed it. Good look there. Didn't go down. Here come the Lobos racing forecourt. Tannett holds up behind the right side, the freshman out of Prescott High School in Arizona. Out of Hall high on the left side, hands to Tannett out front. Tannett with the dribble goes to the left wing. Pasquarelli on him. Nowhere to go. Back up to Hall. Freshman out of Carlsbad. Has it top of the key. 7 to shoot. Crosses over Rex Steiner. Step back jumper. Air ball. Missed everything.
Nice job there, Rex Steiner defensively. Had to go through about 3 ball screens, chase a couple guys, switch a couple of matchups, and then finally gets back to Hall. Cuts off the drive. Not so sure Hall didn't travel there as he was trying to go to that kind of one-footed step-back fadeaway.
Rex Steiner going to go back to the bench. And JoJo McIver, the true freshman out of Killeen, Texas, will check in to run the point. 6:05 to go here in the first half of play, 29-19. Colorado State down by 10. Cudelis has it top of the key, hands off to Pasquarelli, drives baseline, got it to Cudelis, has it left to the lane. Rock will poke it away. Cudelis gets it back, baseline drive, lip fake, lays it up and in with the foul. He got hopped off his feet.
And how about the reverse pivot down low here? Rock pokes that ball free, but he grabs it and realizes Rock's overplaying him up high. And then there, just the heads-up play, knowing that help side's coming, getting hopped up in the air and finishing that and one. That's the key. Augie Cudelis getting up and scoring through contact.
So Cudelis to the free throw line for Colorado State. Augie's knocked down a 3. And gets the free throw up and good. So a 3-pointer, then a old-fashioned 3-point play to account for his 6 points. 29-22. Snaps that 6-0 Lobo run.
Need to string a couple of consecutive stops together here.
Tannett has it into the paint. Gets it to Rock. Low left block. Jump hook up. Missed it. Rebound CSU. Muniz has it. Lead pass ahead. Looking for Cutilis. He overthrew him out of bounds.
You don't see Muniz miss a free D like that, do you? Our leading assist man at Cutilis, about 3 or 4 feet ahead of Rock in transition.
Rudy's coming to the game, averaging just a shade under 5 assists per game. Rock top of the key. He wants a 3. Missed it. And a foul for the rebound. It goes against CSU. I think they get Pasquarelli a little bit of a shove here.
Yeah, Hop just gets that inside position, and Pasquarelli doing his best, hoping the ball doesn't go off that side of the rim.
Just a first team foul against Colorado State. First, obviously, on Pasquarelli. Lobos looking to throw it in. Comes into Bouillon on the right wing. Top of the key to Tenet, the freshman. As Pasquarelli watching him there. Man-to-man defense for CSU. Quick trigger. Miller again. It's another 3. Boy, Miller came in at 29%, and he's hit 3.
And right now, it's just volume over quantity, really. I mean, that is not a great looking quality shot, but my goodness, was he's ready to let it go as soon as he caught it.
Back up to a 10-point deficit here, facing CSU. Cutilis hands off to McIver behind the right side, drives to the foul line, back to Augie, fakes the 3, wants to drive baseline, goes inside, banks it up and in over Bouillon. Good matchup there, Lithuania versus Croatia.
And again, he makes that 3 earlier, so you're able to get Bouillon to commit just a little bit on that shot fake.
Left wing stepping into another 3. That time this is short from Miller. And the rebound to Jace Butler. Rams have it in the front court, down by 8. Cutilis right of the lane, has Bouillon on him, looking to back his way down, spins baseline, nothing going, then dribbled it off his foot. Out of bounds, and a turnover. Incredible. 7 turnovers, Adam. It's led to 14 points. That number could go up on this possession. 14 points of turnovers already in the game for New Mexico.
I think if you're happy about anything, you're happy it's a dead ball turnover, and you at least get a chance to set your defense here as the Rams going to pick up full court.
Right to the 4-minute mark of the first half of play. 32-24 Lobos with the advantage. Led most of the way. We have seen a couple lead changes in the game. Opt will drive to the foul line, tries to step through. Walk took about 4 steps. He had it knocked away from him.
There's that gather step you were just talking about.
Yeah. I mean, the gather is the continuation. It isn't, hey, go ahead and take another 2 or 3 steps. Colorado State bench really wanted to foul their ball, got knocked out of bounds. That brings us to a stoppage of play. 3:49 to go. We're in the first. 32-24. Lobos in control. The Mountain West Network and the Colorado State Sports Network from Learfield. Colorado State Ram basketball tonight brought to you by Bank of Colorado. They know that there's only one Colorado, there's only one CSU and one bank that cheers us out as you do. It's Bank of Colorado. There's only one member FDIC. A 3:49 to go. We're in the first half of play. 32-24. Lobos with the advantage over Colorado State. Rams are going to get the basketball back here. That ball did go off Hop. There's no travel call, but ball got poked away. Hop was the last one to touch it. Mentioned the 137th meeting between these two teams. Lobos have had the run of play over the years, 83-53. And, well, New Mexico's had the run of play over the last couple of years. 4 straight wins for the Lobos. And they beat up on CSU twice, but well, New Mexico was the regular season champs. Rams got the last laugh in Vegas, although the two teams did not meet up. Lobos got ousted by Boise State in the semis. Meanwhile, Colorado State ran roughshod over the Mountain West, blew everybody out of the water, and took home the tournament championship. So the two Mountain West championship teams from a year ago, Adam.
Yeah, it was, and two completely different teams from a year ago. I mean, my goodness,
Yes.
the landscape of college basketball has got to figure itself out here at some point.
Yeah, nobody's the same. I mean, nobody's the same. Rams basketball, oh, they turn it over. Here comes Tanette into the front court. I mean, Adam, this is laughable. Colorado State, 8 turnovers already. It's got to be driving the coaching staff nuts. Here's Albury, drives to the foul line. Pasquarelli on him. Still with the dribble, kick to the corner. Tanette nowhere to go with that at the center back out. 12 to shoot. Now Albury drives left down the lane. Got to the rim and lays it in with the right hand.
Kerry Booth, I know he's got a shooter in the corner there, but you've got to step up on the drive. It's a quick swing and then ball screen, and no way Cudelis is going to be able to step up and help in enough time. Kerry Booth stuck in his shoes there in the corner.
Back to a 10-point lead here for New Mexico, 34-24. Pasquarelli now to Cudelis, has an open 3 straight away. Fires, missed it. Rebound to Tomislav Buljan.
Rams got to be careful here. A quick shot, some bad turnovers, and just like that, I mean, New Mexico can make you pay quickly.
Right, the Tanette will drain the 3 on the other end. His second triple. Lobos have hit 7 threes already in the first half, and the lead balloons to 13. 37-24, 2:26 to go. We're in the first. Rams in desperate need of a bucket. Here's Rechsteiner driving through the paint, has to come back out front. Pasquarelli left wing, pass into the paint, ball knocked away, whistle foul. It's the big man Buljan, the 23-year-old freshman. 14th foul, first person.
Sorry, but you see what they're doing defensively. They're just all out denying the 5-man in that high post offense. That's the way you really kind of set yourself up in the offense, how you start things off. So for them not to be able to get the ball in an operating area, then you see Cudelis catch it basically at half court there. It really just puts us out of rhythm in an operating area that we just can't really work from.
Inbounds, Pasquarelli had it in tight and went to work, and the freshman banks it up and in.
And he won't get too many mismatches down low inside like he gets with Tanette. Good job there using that big body.
Here's Buljan, turns the corner, down the lane, hangs, missed it, got his own board, and gets fouled. Boy, he is tenacious. Doc and Ali for Oakmanesh earlier today at the shoot-around said, what makes Buljan so good? And he said, well, look, first off, he's really mature. He's a grown man. He's played professional basketball, but his motor. He said the dude just does not quit. And a prime example right there.
That's what rebounders do. I mean, he reminds me of Pierce Hornung, the way he just kind of falls towards the rim, kind of finishes everything, you know, and how quickly he can jump back up and snatch the ball out of the air. Yeah, I haven't seen too many 23-year-old freshmen. I can imagine what Pierce Hornung would look like at 23.
First free throw's no good. Kerry Booth picked up the foul, his first. Second free throw by Buljan's up and good. Gets one of the two, 38-26. Rams down by 12. Final 2 minutes of the first half here from Moby Arena. Into the front court. Top of the key, Cudelis. Cudelis still with the bounce. Drives left in the paint, spins to the corner. Booth makes the 3, steps inside the arc, lays it up. A lot of contact. Finally a whistle and a foul. Boy, Buljan was there. Looked like he had his feet set, and then he moved.
And a really late whistle for the block call at that. I mean, it didn't blow it until Kerry Booth couldn't even get the ball up to the rim.
I said he moved, but he moved on the contact with the collision from Booth. Rams probably catching a break there.
But either way, you like to see Booth getting aggressive going towards the rim there on the catch on that corner.
First free throw by Kerry Booth is up, and it's no good. Well, Booth was 6 of 6 from the foul line on Saturday in that 10-point win against Grand Canyon down at Phoenix, a game in which the Rams led by as many as 25 in the second half and then couldn't hit free throws down the stretch. But Kerry Booth had 4 big ones in the final 3 minutes. Second free throw's up and good. He gets one of the 2. It's an 11-point game with 90 seconds to go here in the first. Joel, 3, left corner, off the heel, long rebound. And CSU comes away with it. Here comes Butler into the forecourt for Colorado State. See if the Rams can put a little run, get a little mojo working into the locker room. Cudelis on the left side. He's dead. Top of the key to Booth. Joel on him. 13 to shoot. Cudelis going to launch another 3. Got it to go.
And when you needed a bucket in a big way, willed that one in. The Rams finding something out of nothing. Still cannot find defensive stops.
Rams have it down to 8. Albury in the front court. 45 seconds to go here in the first. Top of the key to Tenet. Left wing Joel outside the arc. Back to Tenet. Now Albury. Angle right. High post kicked out to Tenet. Drives in the paint. Hands off to Rock. He got bumped. Whistle foul. Ali Brokenesh wanted the travel. I think the travel happened on the bump.
Tenet, what a great drive and dish there. Knowing that defender stepping up. Quick little drop off to Rock, and you're right, it's not as much of a travel as it's just shoving a guy in the back knowing he's got a wide open layup.
So JT Rock at the free throw line, 76% of the season. And the 7-footer gets the first one up and good. Sophomore transfer from Iowa State. Redshirted 2 years ago, then just 9 games last season for Rock at Iowa State. Native of Sioux Falls, South Dakota. Man, big boy. 7'1", 255. Second free throw, no good. And rebound came to Pasquarelli. So a 9-point game, about a 1.5 differential between the shot and the game clock. Rams have it in the front court. Boy, you get a bucket here, you'd feel pretty good going into halftime, all things considered. Rexsteiner up by the half-court line, being hounded by the freshman 10 of the shot clock. 11.5 on the game clock. Still dribbling out front. Mooney's now at the high post. Drives right in the paint. Mooney's lost the ball. Loose on the floor. Still loose. Culis picked it up, but shot clock violation. And 0.7 shows on the clock here. I'm curious if they'll put more time back up here. Eric Colin talking to the officials saying, hey, you got to go look at that. There's about a 1.5 differential. I'm thinking this will be at 1-4, 1-5, maybe 1-6.
It's just done such a great job defensively of taking us out of everything we do in our principles, not allowing the ball to easily reverse itself through the high post. There you're denying those guards, you're forcing them into back cuts, and you're really making us dribble so much that's why you see these 9 uncharacteristic turnovers. I mean, everybody's getting a little piece. 6 guys right now with 1 turnover or more for the Rams, and that's a credit to that Lobo defense that's really making us dribble the ball all over the place.
The officials are not going to go look at this, and John Floyd over explaining it to the New Mexico bench as to why they're not looking at that. And again, there are coaches' challenges these days. That's more for the out-of-bounds calls, goaltendings. All right, here we go. 0.7 seconds to go here in the first half. Length of floor to go for the Lobos. They lead by 9. Not much you could do here down the court. Got it to JT Rock, and he'll put it up. Missed it, but, man.
That was nice.
Well, it was nice. I'm not sure if it was within the 0.7 of a second.
Yeah, it probably wouldn't have counted, but what a play there. Full court heave. You got just the look you wanted.
Well, it's a New Mexico team that's coming in, and they've had to run a play in the first half.
After 1/2 of play, the score is 39-30 in favor of New Mexico over Colorado State. Thanks for hanging out with us right here on One and Done. You're watching Mountain West basketball right here on the channel. I am Jay Heinrich, the conductor. Right below me on your viewing device is El Capitan himself, the captain of the ship, Mike Holland, joining you now to chop it up at halftime. Hey, we were trying to get to this stream earlier, some technical difficulties. We got to chop it up for a good chunk of time before we even got access to the stream. And then once we had it, man, a game of runs like college basketball tends to be sometimes. New Mexico led by as many as 13 at one point. But, Mike, they have a 9-point lead here at half, 39-30.
Yeah, and it's been off the three-point shooting, man. They're 39% from the half. If they can keep that up, and it doesn't even need to be 39%, it's going to be really tough for Colorado State unless they clean it up offensively. And Jay, doesn't it feel like the ball's just kind of sticking for Colorado State? Kiadulis obviously looking good, and 13 minutes, 11 points. 4 for 7 from the field. So you like that, but not getting anything from Muniz, which is, they're really going to need him to step it up in the second half, man. Rex Steiner, playing a nice game. Pastorelli kind of went quiet there, and so did Booth after a quick start. But yeah, this is found money for New Mexico. Miller and Tannett, man, like 5 3-pointers. That's gonna give New Mexico the boost that they were looking for. They were also able to get out in transition. You can just kind of tell, man, Colorado State's missing Kyle Jurgensen, man. Like, there's not a lot of fouls in this game. Nobody's being that aggressive in this game, Jay. Like, we've had 8 foul shots. We've only had, 8 fouls called in the entire game.
Not a lot of whistles,
yeah, Jurgensen's a guy that averages 5 drawn fouls per game, and he shoots 50% from 3, and he has a 21% assist rate. So, like, you can just tell that he's someone that they're trying to figure it out without him, trying to survive these games without him. And yeah, I mean, it's just kind of plain, but they need to cover up this 3-ball for New Mexico a little bit better to get back in this in the second half.
Yeah, they need to do that, but they also need to stop turning the ball over. Coach Frogmanish is probably not very happy with 9 turnovers in the first half. And to New Mexico's credit here, they've taken advantage of every situation that's been put into their lap. 9 turnovers forced, 16 points off of turnovers. They're getting a bucket every time Colorado State turns the ball over, man. So that's something obviously that's got to get cleaned up a little bit. Kiadulis looks really nice. He's almost doubled his season average already in the first half. Miller has almost done the same on the other side for New Mexico. What do you think is going to be the key here in the second half? Is it the bench? Because obviously that is 2 different sides of the coin altogether here. When you look at Colorado State, their bench has basically contributed next to nothing, whereas New Mexico's depth has shined a little bit more. What do you think is going to be the key in the second half, and is the bench involved in that?
Yeah, I mean, I think I want to see Colorado State be a little more aggressive in the second half. I know they're second in the country in 3-point shooting. Well, what happens when those threes aren't going down? We talk about that with, like a team like Louisville, right? Like, what happens when the 3-ball's not getting – you got to get to the line, man. Like, you got to get to the line. They got to get some touches for Booth inside. I love to see Muniz get more aggressive, get to the – this is a team that's top 100 in free throw rate, so it's not like they can't get to the line. It's just, more they're turning it over, and they're shooting threes, and, 30%. Like, obviously they come back in the second half, they can knock down 6 or 7 threes, and they're right back in this game. But yeah, I need more from Jevin Muniz, man, and I need to see Kerry Booth. I need to see him get into the paint and do some damage, man.
So I thought I complimented Booth early on in the game for his efforts, and he really kind of disappeared after that. He's definitely somebody that has to impose his will down low for Colorado State to just get some easy buckets, right? They're 3 for 10 from deep. That's not going to be the recipe for them tonight. On the other side, New Mexico, 39% at halftime. That's definitely going to get it. That's their comfort zone right there. If New Mexico is shooting 40% from 3, like, you're going to have a difficult time beating them. If you're giving up 40% from 3 by New Mexico and you're turning the ball over 9 times and a half, you will not win. They will beat anybody in the country with those sort of numbers. But I mean, again, like,
what's crazy,
Colorado State just looks, the offense, it looks lost, man. Is that something that New Mexico is really forcing on them, or are they just being stagnant?
Yeah, it feels stagnant. And what's weird, though, is like you watch the game and they're shooting 48% from the field. It does not feel like we've seen Rex Steiner miss an easy bunny. He's got a couple of silly turnovers that have happened, but other than that, he's been really good. But it does not feel like they're shooting 48%, because when they're getting outside the Rex Steiner, the blown bunny, when they're getting inside, they're getting some things done.
Right.
So, yeah, even though you're a team that wants to shoot the three, sometimes banging it down low when you're having success and getting to the basket and getting to the free throw line, because I don't see New Mexico, the 3-point regression is coming, I think, in the second half. And I think they don't want to fire up 18 threes, Jay. They don't want more than 50% of their field goals to be threes. I just don't think that they can sustain that way offensively. So I think we're going to see, Bullion, who is pretty quiet. He's a beast, man. Like, he's 23 years old, freshman. Like,
That's a man.
What happens when he's 27? I'm sure he'll be playing.
That's a grown up.
Then. Yeah, man. But like, I'd assume that they're going to try to bang it into Rock and Bullion and try to get Albury downhill, which he's 2 for 2. I hadn't even taken a 3. He's really created some things for them. So we'll see. We'll see if Eric Golan decides, hey, we found that money in the first half. Do you go right back to it? Kind of scary to do that. Why don't we go into Bullion? Why don't we go into Rock? Why don't we get Albury downhill? Let's try to get some easy baskets. I think that's where New Mexico has to go with this one, especially on the road, man. Like, you can't be firing off 18 threes and go 3 for 18 in the second half, because I don't think Colorado State's going to turn it over 9 times in the second half. So, yeah, I think that's where we could see the gap close in the second half. The style of play. We'll see if it kind of continues for New Mexico, if they switch it up and try to get some more easy ones, man. I think it's going to come down to who gets more easy buckets in the second half.
Yeah, for all of the praise that we'll throw on Kiadulis for scoring in the first half, he has the third of those turnovers himself. So he'll have to cut that down a little bit. I'll take a little bit being careful with the ball over trying to duplicate 2 for 4 from deep again in the second half. But also like maybe looking at Booth and how he just sort of I don't want to say disappeared, but like maybe that is maybe a part of that. He did only play 13 minutes in the first half. I say only. I mean, he played his starter's load, but like maybe those 9 turnovers, they're taking away opportunities from somebody, right? Pasquarelli, he had 4 points midway through the first half. He still has 4 points. Rex Steiner, like you said, I was getting ready to come on and dog on him.
Got a little hot
there under 8, and then he got a little hot and ended up with 7 in the first half. And he, again, like, that's all well and good, but this Colorado State team has to find another way to impose themselves without giving the ball away so easily. And when you have announcers talking about at least it was a dead ball turnover that time, and we got a chance to go set up our defense, at least that's not a good first half from a taking care of the ball perspective. It's a 39-30 lead right now for New Mexico on the road over Colorado State here, as we are streaming this Mountain West Showdown live right here on One and Done. So make sure you hit the like and subscribe buttons. If you have not done so already, turn on those notification bells, because we're doing live streams like this. We're doing DFS shows so you can get this bread. Mike had an instant reaction to a couple of games last night right here on the channel. We're bringing you our Sunday news and notes, where we do our top 25 power rankings, bring you all the latest and greatest from around the land for the last week of college basketball. You don't want to miss it. Make sure you hit the like and subscribe button, notification bells, turn them all on if you haven't already. Right there, it's going across the bottom of your screen there. It says it on the ticker, so that means you have to do it, I think. I think that's the law, probably. Just do it anyway. So 39-30 here in New Mexico over Colorado State. Mike, let's branch away from this game just a little bit here. Let's talk about some action around the rest of the country.
Yeah, so we've obviously got finals from the early slate of the games. Michigan did hold on 74-72 at Penn State. Hey, you take it, right? That's just how it goes sometimes. Duke getting a nice win, 84-73 at Louisville. Louisville, I don't know. I don't know if we're going to punish them. They took a big drop in our last power rankings, man. They're probably going to be hovering in those 20s after this coming Sunday, depending on kind of how the rest of the week goes. Florida looking nice, man, against Georgia. That's the thing we talked about. Georgia didn't really play anybody in the non-con. Florida took their lumps against some really good teams in the non-con. They meet, obviously, Florida at home 92-77. We got some action going on right now. The old Longhorns taking on former coach Rick Barnes, and They are down 9 with 4 minutes to go in the first quarter. So, obviously Tennessee taking care of business there. I know our guy Cam is probably paying attention to what's happening out there in Minnesota because it is a 4-point game with 2 minutes to go, and Iowa is looking like they may get upset. That's going to be a tough one, man. We just put them in the power. Every time we put, maybe we got to stop putting Iowa in the power rankings. We put them in earlier, they lost. We put them in again, they lost. And then there's this awesome matchup, which I'm going to check out after we do the stream, Jay, with Texas Tech and Houston. Texas Tech is at Houston. It's 25-21 Houston with about 5 minutes to go in the first half. So, yeah, a lot of great games. We've got a great one on our hands, obviously, covering the Mountain West here. A lot of turnovers for that Colorado State side, Jay. So hoping they get it cleaned up. And it was kind of cool to see the pace. I felt like the pace was more than New Mexico's, which we talked about. Maybe Colorado State doesn't want that because they're dead last in tempo. Well, the game got up and down, and that's why you see New Mexico with the lead hitting some threes, 39-30, as Cam chimes in. Yep,
hey man, there's nothing wrong with feeling the wrath of Nico Medved, man. Okay, it is what it is. All right, I mean, come on, he's up there coaching at his alma mater. I don't know how they got him to agree to coach that basketball team. It's amazing, and he's going to do good work up there. The Great White Abyss, the Great White North of Minnesota basketball. Excuse me. Sorry, no disrespect, Minnesota fans. You're about to, maybe get a nice win tonight. I say that, and Iowa's got it within a point. So, hey, it's shout out to our guy Cam in the live chat, the godfather of Iowa bowling, and also Iowa basketball fan as well. Darren in the live chat as well, trying to, get me on tilt about Rodney Terry, and we're not going to do that tonight. But shout out to everybody anyway for hanging out with us, man. I'm loving this Mountain West basketball that we have here on this channel, and there's so much more going on One and Done. So make sure that you hit the like and subscribe buttons, turn on the notification bells so you don't miss anything that we're doing. We're going to get you back to this stream of this fantastic Mountain West matchup here shortly. Mike, any last thoughts here that you have? Obviously, I'm not. Here's my thoughts, and then you can have yours, my friends. Okay,
No,
I'll tell you
I
what.
want my thoughts first.
No. My thought. No, it's my turn. I'm not going to pull a Skip Bayless. Okay, you said it was my turn. Colorado State's not going to turn the ball over 9 times in the second half.
If they do, it's a wrap, right?
Yeah, absolutely. Conversely, New Mexico's probably not going to shoot 39% from 3. Not on that many attempts in the second half either. So something's going to give here, right? It wouldn't surprise me when we join you back here in studio at the under 12 timeout. It would not surprise me at all if this was back to like a 1-possession type of a game by the time we talk again and come here on the screen. But for right now, it is not a 1-possession game. It is, in fact, a 9-point lead for the Lobos over the Rams of Colorado State, 39-30. The Rams have led, Mike, by as many as 13 points here. The Lobos have led by as many as 13 points. The Rams looking to sort of close that gap a little bit as we look to get this second half started here. You mentioned it when we first started the break here. It doesn't necessarily feel like Colorado State has just played themselves out of the game yet. There's a lot of things that can go their way really quickly or opposite for New Mexico here. And they're in this thing, man. This is going to be, a close one, most likely. Ken Palm's metrics, as we talked about in the pregame show, they had this one as a 1-possession game. And I have a feeling, again, like I said, by the time that we come back here and sit down again and chit-chat a little bit about this game, man, this is going to be a close one, I feel like. But for now, 39-30 at halftime. You can see the pom-poms, the cheerleaders are out. You got that looks like a pretty packed arena there. I don't know what else you're doing up there in Colorado in early January, but being indoors.
Yeah, right.
So, shout out to the Rams fans for filling things up there. New Mexico with a 39-30 lead here as we are about to get things started. Second half has begun here. We'll see you at the under 12 timeout. Enjoy the second half of Mountain West basketball, New Mexico and Colorado State.
All right. Well, looks like we're having some audio. Hey, we're back, man. Real
Why
quick,
not?
we'll
We
get the
are
audio.
back.
We'll get the audio fix on that as Dave C. Hustle. Hey, third one we're doing, man. We're going to continue to do these. These are a lot of fun to do. Appreciate everyone joining for us. We'll get the audio up here in just a second. But yeah, nice start there for Colorado State. Obviously getting to the bucket there, as I wanted to see them do that. And then, yeah, man, I'm just looking to see what Bouillon's going to do here. If he gets going in the second half, it's gonna be pretty quick, man. So gonna be watching that for the first 8 minutes here.
We got the sound back. I'm asking the producers here. We got it, and we turn it on, or are we still going without it for now? What are we cooking with back there? No sound.
Darren says it's already under 12.
I mean, close, probably, right? Hey, you know, this is why. Hey, this is why it's live. You know, we're live. I'll write it and we'll do it live.
That's right.
You know, we love to just be on our toes here on one and done. Anyway, it's 41-35 right now. 19 minutes left in the second half. What's up, Mike?
Hey, Jay, one score I didn't mention, man, which is kind of interesting. TCU 36-35 right now with 2 minutes to go at Kansas. So. You know, we're going to see here what Jamie Dixon has got. Darren Peterson, he's got 12 points, 5 boards, and an assist. He's only 3 for 10 from the field. Yeah, I think Kansas fans probably just want to see him, you know, look good the entire game as far as health. I don't think that I think they would sacrifice this TCU game if they knew that Darren Peterson got through a game where he's not sitting on the sideline looking like he wish he hadn't returned.
Well, man, listen, it's obvious that his talent supersedes a lot, including the fact that this is a nonstop up and down roller coaster for Kansas and their fans, right? Just wondering, okay, is the next time this guy gets hurt, is he out? You know, like, is he just not going to do it? And I sort of tongue in cheek a while back, obviously, you know, I've said before, like, I didn't figure he would come back after the first time he missed some time this season. I was like, oh, he's checked out. You know, he's going to be a top 2 pick in the draft or whatever. But they're taking care of him, and he's taking care of himself, which it's what needs to happen in this situation here. But Mike, is there a point where you just got to be like, dude, like, do you just take what you can get from a guy of that caliber, right?
Last, 3 possessions.
Hey,
right now.
there we go.
Hold that thought. I'm sure we'll get back to that again on our Sunday recap show or something like that. But for now, let's get back to this New Mexico-Colorado State game, and we'll see you soon.
It's been 5 seasons at Point Loma University, Division II, there in San Diego. And obviously, Eric Olin spending the last 12 years in San Diego. He had his eye on Hopt. Brings him over to Albuquerque. Ascarelli will go to the Ram bench, and John McConan checks in for him. Second free throw's up and good.
Just keep moving with a purpose out there, cutting with a little edge. Keep this Lobo defense on our heels.
Rams have it in the front court. Mooney's on the right baseline, and Hopt falls to the floor. He gets the call. That'll draw the ire of the Ram faithful tonight.
Just a little too much, a little too much frustration showing there from Mooney's as he's really shrugging off Hopt, who does do a good job of selling the call.
Yeah, that left arm got extended from Mooney's. Team fouls 4-1 here in the second half. Top of the key, Hall to Chol, fires another 3, and he got one.
And the guy that shoots it at the volume that he does, just 1 for 6 in the first half. You knew he'd find a way to break the seal. And how about that quick skip pass from Jake Hall at the top of the key?
Lead's been pushed back up to 9. Rex Steiner, a lot of dribbling, goes to the left wing, was falling down, had to send it back out front. John McConan on the angle right. Top of the key to Cudlis, hands to Rex Steiner, 8 to shoot, tries the left baseline, shut down there, ball poked out of bounds on the baseline. Ram basketball, 5 to shoot. Rex Steiner set to throw it in.
Well, now with 5 seconds left, who's your go-to? You know, you got to get somebody who can get their shot off one-on-one.
Cudlis down the lane, runner up, good with the foul. JT Rock perplexed, standing with his hands up.
it's just funny, you know, the changing of the guard. I look down at the bench here. I'm used to seeing, you know, Patino down there barking, hollering at a bad call, and Eric Olin just down there laughing and smiling, saying, no way, no how. I think he's got a case as he's just got Rock kind of backing up that entire drive from Cutelis.
First personal on Rock, second team foul. Augie Cutelis at the free throw line. 16 points for Cutelis. And the free throw is up and good for Augie. He's going to get a break. Nicola Joppa checks in for him, but Cutelis, nice round of applause for the Rams crowd here, and deservedly so.
Back-to-back great games put together here from Cutelis, who really struggled his way through the first half of this season.
Front court, Chol gets baseline, sends it out to net. He'll drive inside, outside Hall, fly by, fires the three, good. And Hall's complaining to the officials he wanted a foul. 51-42, lead back to 9. New Mexico has hit 9 threes.
There you just see him staying on balance in that shot fake, just keeps his 2 feet. This guy is such a good shooter, no extra movement.
Top of the key, Joppa for CSU. Nicola going to fire a three. That's off the heel, long rebound. Joppa picks it up himself. Sends it up to Muniz, top of the key. Muniz to Joppa. Had a notion to shoot another, not going to do it. Muniz that baseline, underneath. Ball gets deflected, stolen, and a foul. Go against CSU.
And Muniz, his 3rd turnover of the night. How uncharacteristic is that of the senior guard? Seems like the Lobos really have him frustrated. You see him with that last possession, that extending arm offensive call.
McIver in, Rexsteiner out. Chol is checked out of the lineup for New Mexico, and Javis Miller will check in for him. Without turnovers and what New Mexico's been able to do with them, it's been the story of the game tonight. That has it on the high left. 19 points off turnovers. And we've only played 24 minutes. Right side, ball knocked away. Here comes McConan. Drives left in the lane, lays it up, missed it, got his own board, put it back up and in. Well, you'd like to see him go steamrolling to the rim there, wouldn't you, Adam?
Yeah, and he really slows up and lets Tennant come in and make a play on the basketball.
And then Rock able to bust free down low. He was fouled by Butler. And Jay's going to make him earn it at the foul line. John McConan with a big-time steal, and he'll take it coast to coast on the putback. 15:36 to go. 51-44, Lobos with the lead on the Mountain West Network in the Colorado State Sports Network from Learfield. Men's basketball tonight brought to you by Canvas Credit Union. At Canvas, it's about more than banking. It's about you. It's about your goals. You can join the official credit union of CSU by visiting canvas.org/CSU or visit Canvas at their convenient branch in the Laurie Student Center on the campus of Colorado State University. 15:36 to go. We're in the second. 51-44. Lead was 9 at halftime. Rams got it down to 5. It's back up to 7. It's a Lobo team that continues to force Colorado State into mistakes.
And looking at the shooting numbers for the Rams, just 4 of 12 from downtown. Augie Cutelis, 3 of 5. That means everybody else just 1 of 7. And to me, Josh Pasquarelli just 0 of 1 from downtown. He's our best three-point shooter, just 1 attempt. The Lobos have done such a good job of taking him out of his game. He's doing a good job of going to the back doors and trying to get things going towards the rim, but got to find him some looks out there.
This free throw by Rock went halfway down and somehow popped out. One more coming for the Iowa State transfer. And he splits the pair. 52-44, lead is 8. Rams out there with Butler, McIver, Muniz, McKinnon, and Joppa. Joppa has the top of the key now. McKinnon, or check that, McConan, my bad. High left, back outside to Muniz. Hop has the man-to-man pressure there. Jop out for a screen, gets the ball. Hands off to McIver high on the right side. Now Joppa back up top of the key, got it to Butler. Jab step, drives in the paint. 3 to shoot, found Joppa underneath. 1 second to go, and the Rams turn it over for the 12th time tonight.
And with this lineup out there, you've got all reserves and your senior guard, Jevin Muniz, that somebody's got to communicate that out and get the shot up. All 5 guys should know.
5 minutes into the second half of play. Lead is 8 for New Mexico. Lobos with the basketball. Tenet on the left side, the hop, top of the key to Hall. Rams gone to his own defense. Tenet right wing, baseline drive, pull up 2, off the heel, rebound McConan. John gonna bring it to the front court himself. Hands off to McIver. Ali Prokmanesh calling for the offense to get going. Joppa catches top of the key, sends it to Muniz high right. McKinnon, check that, McIver. McIver has it head of the key, 8 to shoot. That to Muniz. Muniz pulls the trigger, that's a 3. Bounces around, missed it, out of bounds. And boy, the Ram bench thought a last touch New Mexico, but Scott Brown, the official, said, it'll be Lobo basketball. Now Ali Prokmanesh, I believe, is going to challenge this.
They need this possession very badly with this lineup out there right now. I mean, offensively, who's out there that scares you for the Lobos? I mean, right now, they're just doing whatever they want. See, nobody really wanting to shoot the ball. Everybody kind of passing around, giving it to you as Joppa just hands it off with 1 second to go, the possession earlier.
All right, so 52-44, 14-12 to go. And we are going to go to a media timeout here. All right. We'll take a timeout, 14-12 to go. We're in the seconds. Rams down by 8 on the Mountain West Network and the Colorado State Sports Network from Learfield. Colorado State trailing New Mexico, 14-12 to go.
It's like the Jackie Moon, you know.
That was a full court putt. 94 feet that one of the fans just made for $5,000 from Bank of Colorado. The half-court shot's way easier than that.
Oh, my God. That wins you a car at most NBA arenas. Hope the Bank of Colorado pays up.
Well,
an insurance policy is going to full term. What? I mean, that's got to change the vibes in here dramatically.
Well, apparently they did not go to look at this, so I guess it was not a coach's challenge. I'm not sure exactly what's going on. Edwin Young has not told the crowd yet. He had just said something to Ali for Oakman. I thought we challenged that. But we have nothing. We have no explanation, but it'll be New Mexico basketball. All right, here we go. 14-10 to go, second half. Rams a little full court pressure. Albury's going to beat it into the paint, kicked out. Chol for three, yep. Chol starting to get going, his third of the game.
He's the one-man press break. I mean, it's one pass to Albury. He goes right by Butler, collects another two defenders, and kicks to a hot Chol.
Conan, his shot is up and blocked.
You're back.
Into the front court, here comes New Mexico. Top of the key, it's Albury. Drives left, down the lane, collision, whistle, charge. That'll go against Albury. That'll draw the ire of Eric Olin.
That was a pleasant surprise there. MacGyver just doing his best, knowing Albury's coming in, trying to create that contact. He talked about the 7 fouls per 40 minutes played. Great job there, selling it as Albury's coming back to that Euro kind of step through.
55-44 leads up to 11 here. Large lead has been 13. Mexico held that in the first half. Lobos have led the majority of the way tonight. Joppa catching top of the key for CSU. Rexsteiner back door, missed it. Missed the bunny. Front court, here comes Albury. Albury driving baseline, got into the paint. He's in trouble, double teamed, had to kick back out. Out of the key to Tenet, high left side to Miller. Back out front between the rings to Chol. Out of Albury, drives left in the paint. Pivots, fires, good.
That's a tough shot. You're all over the guy. You've got hands in the face. It looked like he was about to short arm that. Gets the friendly roll, and now Rams really forced to score here, down 13.
And Joppa has it at the high post, goes to Rexsteiner in the right wing. And then Joppa nearly throws it away in front of the Ram bench. Rexsteiner back to Joppa, has a three, fires and hits. Well, you miss a bunny on one end, and then you get a dude that knocks down his first three of the season the next time down.
And how about this? Cutalis and Joppa have 4 of the 5 3-point makes tonight.
Right, incredible. At the Rams guards haven't been able to help out there. Tenet, great feed, and Rock with the dunk. 59-47, lead is 12. Intermediate timeout coming up here with the next whistle. And Rexsteiner had it knocked away from him. Loose on the floor, and Tenet and Rexsteiner get tied up. Man.
I love that from that young freshman, though. Getting all up in the grill of Rexsteiner, who is trying to look cute with the basketball, bring it up the floor, pokes it free.
59-47, Dirty Dozen point lead out there for New Mexico. So basically the opposite of everything that I said was going to happen happened. New Mexico kept shooting the ball at a very high clip from deep. Chol and Hall, they heard what I said, and they said, you stink, we're going to make shots. And then, of course, I said, there's no way Colorado State continues to turn the ball over like this. And they basically have turned it over at an even higher rate so far in this half. Mike, everything is going New Mexico's way. What are your thoughts as we sit at the under 12?
I mean, they're coming out, and Albury is he's just getting into the lane and just creating for himself, making tough shots in the lane, but he's also spraying it out. Chol, it's 3 for 3 from 3. I mean, 3 turnovers for Colorado State. Mexico comes out 3 for 3 from 3. That's why the game's now 12.
Yeah.
Kerry Booth, like, what's going on? That's one of your leaders. Like, there's no resistance in the paint. And he's a guy that can at least provide some shot blocking or some, alter shots. He's at the bench. He's coming in now. So we'll see. But, Ali Farouk Manesh going to a deeper bench than what we've seen, Jay. Like, I'm just searching for some type of spark, and McCollum
Anything,
trying
right?
trying to
Anything.
6 fouls, under 16. Like, it's just not pretty right now. There's still time though. There's still time here.
No, it's not. Joppa looks pretty nice. He's looked nice in limited minutes tonight. He had that nice bucket around the basket in the first half, and then hit that 3-pointer right there. Kiadulis and Joppa have 4 3-point shots made. The rest of the team has 1.
Yeah,
and Colorado State is not going to get it done with that being the case and turning the ball over. I think it's, let me check, 87 times I think they've turned the ball over at this point, Mike. It's 59-47. If they ever stop turning the ball over, this is actually going to be a little bit of a game here. Like, you look at these, they're out rebounding New Mexico.
Yeah.
They got to stop turning it over, Mike. We're going to toss it back to Mountain West coverage here. We'll see you at the under 4 timeout. Enjoy second half coverage of Mountain West basketball right here on One and Done.
Hall getting tangled up. And this will go against Jay Call. Trip down to the pit non-conference. Hey, that's a good test. It'll get you ready for conference play.
Done. I'm kind of looking for a few-year break because I know what that's like.
Pasquarelli, great look at 3, in and out. Rebound, Cutelis, put back up and in.
Carey,
outstanding.
Carey Booth clearing out 2 guys underneath, going for that offensive rebound, made things a whole heck of a lot easier for Cutelis on that putback.
All right, 10-point game, 59-49. Alberry spinning in the paint, draws contact. And that goes against Pasquarelli. It'll be his 4th. It does, and it is.
It's tough. I mean, Alberry, nothing special, just so quick at changing directions. We talked about that fast first step that he has, but how about the spin back the other way where Pasquarelli gets caught kind of reaching in the cookie jar?
Fewer guys in the league that are as quick as Dayton Alberry.
Maybe in the country.
Yeah.
I mean, the way he gets out and he goes.
Alberry, a couple years ago, was at Queens College. Came to Utah State last season. And now here at New Mexico, first free throw is up and it's good. Third leading scorer in this New Mexico team and a shade under 12 points per contest. One board coming for the senior from Nassau, Bahamas. And that one rims away. Carey Booth secures. 60-49 Lobos. Rexsteiner in the forecourt, high post to Cutelis, back to Rexsteiner, down the lane, got grabbed, whistle foul. This will be the 15th foul against New Mexico. That'll be Hall.
Rams really taking advantage of those back cuts here in the second half, and luckily that ball does go off Rexsteiner.
And Rams finally caught a break there. Didn't see a lot of contact. Inbounds. Butler 3, finally.
And somebody looking for their shot coming off of that screen. That's what you love to see. Jace Butler shot ready after that double stagger.
Just the second 3 from a Colorado State guard tonight. 60-52, lead is 8. Hopped on the right side. Hall head of the key. Fakes the 3. Out the hopped. Lefty won't shoot. He'll drive instead. Gets baseline and lays it in.
And as much as the Lobos shot the 3 in the first half, they have just given us a steady diet of everything at the front of the rim there. Another drive and another layup.
Rexsteiner to Cutelis. Got inside. Lays it up. Missed it. Whistle foul. Bouillon, he's perplexed. Thomas Bouillon, he picks up his 4th. So Lobos are going to have to go back to the bench. Good news for Eric Olin is that JT Rock has played well off the bench. For Bouillon, it's been a tough night for him. 5.7 rebounds. This coming off a 25-12 game against Wyoming. Free throw by Cutelis is up and good. Augie with a CSU career high of 20.
Let's see if the Rams defensively can find a way to keep these guards out of the paint and kind of collapse on some drives and maybe make this Lobo team knock down a couple more threes and at least make it a little tougher.
Second free throw off the back of the iron, no good. And the rebound to Antonio Chol. Halfway home here in the second half of play. Rams down by 9. Albury has it in the front court. All high to the left side. Now to Hopped. Drives to the foul line. Got down the paint. Back out it goes to Chol. Crosses over. Lip fake. Steps in. Nothing. Hall slicing down the lane. Ripped. Here comes Rechsteiner. Booth behind him. Takes it in. Missed it. Boy, Albury affected that terrific transition D. Here comes New Mexico. Albury downhill to Rock. Dunk.
And again, the quick change of possession there, the missed layup to a wide open dunk in a matter of, 3 or 4 seconds. 4-point swing.
Leads up to double figures. Here's Butler, drives in the paint, took some contact, no call, he missed it short, and Rock secures the rebound for the Lobos. Albury has it into the front court. Top the key, wants to shoot a 3. No good. Rebound, Rock kept it alive. Couldn't get the tip. This time it's Booth with the secure of the ball. Front court. Here's Butler. Corner 3. Yes, sir.
Fight fire with fire there. How quick did that ball get up and over half court? Great find for Brandon Rechsteiner.
And then Hall, a 3 on the other end. He bangs it in. Right back at you.
You start patting yourself on the back a little bit and you look up, you're not matched up defensively in transition. One of the deadliest shooters in the country, wide open.
Mooney's has the top of the key for the Rams. Back to an 11-point game. Right side, it's Booth, top of the key to Mooney's. Off the screen, drives left to the lane. Got it to Cutelis, fakes the 3. Now to Butler, another 3. Not this time. Rebound Cutelis on the weak side, and he throws it away. Here comes Hopp. He'll lose the ball, and then he was grabbed.
Yeah, I know you want that foul call, but they just let maybe us play on through it. We were about to get a 3-on-1, maybe a momentum-changing type dunk from Kerry Booth.
Ryan Tannett and to Javis Miller, each going to check back in. Miller, the transfer from North Dakota State. Chol going to go to the bench. So Rechsteiner going to get 1-1 here. 17th foul against New Mexico. First free throw's up and good by Rechsteiner. One more coming his way. Well, Rechsteiner, 42 made threes coming into the game, leads the Mountain West Conference. Josh Pasquarelli had 42 made threes coming into the game, also leading the conference. And Pasquarelli 0 for 2 from deep. Rechsteiner is 1 for 2 from deep. Second free throw's good. Rechsteiner to the bench. McIver and McConan will check in. Booth also to the bench.
Well, that's just it. Our two best three-point shooters and scorers, just 4 attempts from deep. I mean, you can credit the Lobo defense to some extent, but at some point, these guys have got to start being a little more aggressive and, shot ready when they do come off.
And that pull-up jumper, yes. Hit the rim 4 times and fell through. Ryan Tannett, big-time scorer at Prescott High School in Arizona. And that averaged 31 a junior year, 29 as a senior. 7:35 to go in the second, 69-58. Rams trying to slice into this deficit, but can't get one of those scoring runs. Here's Muniz, left baseline, all the way through. McConan spotting up at 3. Missed it. Cutelis the board. Sends it out to the left wing to Butler, who's had the hot hand. Back to McConan. Try number 2. Too strong. This time the rebound secured to New Mexico. Rock came down with it.
Love what Cutelis did inside there. Got the board, but then also that great screen to get McConan that second look.
And then Miller the 3 missed it. And out of bounds it goes. It'll be Ram basketball. McIver was given chase. Apparently didn't need to.
He's almost selling out, diving out of bounds for that. Glad he didn't, as the Rams going to get a chance here to get it to single digits.
Brings us to immediate timeout. 7:01 to go. We're in the second. Lobos by 11, 69-58 on the Mountain West Network and the Colorado State Sports Network from Learfield. The second half of play, 69-58. Lobos on the road. And they have the lead over Colorado State. New Mexico has challenged that last call, the ball going out of bounds. And the officials are looking at it right now. And we asked some of the folks here at Press Row about the apparent CSU challenge from a number of possessions ago. They did challenge that, and they lost the challenge. Our head referee, Edwin Young, did not tell us about it on the in-house microphone. But apparently CSU did challenge. They lost the challenge, so the Rams are out of a challenge. Eric Golan using his. Of course, coach's challenge is new here this season. If you win the challenge, you get another one for later on in the game. And what it also does, Adam, there's no more officials timeouts to see who the ball went off of late stages of the game, under 2 minutes to go. We don't have that anymore, which is great.
Yeah, it'll hopefully speed things up, as we know all too well how long a minute can take in college basketball. 15, 20 minutes sometimes.
Way too many
guys
reviews.
just saying review.
And too many reviews in college football. They need to go to the challenge system too.
It's interesting, a tale of two halves for the Lobos offensively. You looked at their first half, 7 of 18 from downtown, 39% shooting. This half, just 6 attempts from 3. They're 4 of 6 for 67%, but 11 of 15 from the 2-point field goal percent. They're 7 of 9 on shots other than 3-pointers, so they're just really taking advantage right now of the Rams inside.
All right, so New Mexico has won the challenge. And again, I'm not sure why the officiating crew is not using the microphone to tell us, the streaming and radio audience, and also tell the crowd what it is.
Right.
And perhaps there's a faulty microphone here. But New Mexico challenged. They won the challenge, and they keep their challenge for later. 7:01 to go, Lobo basketball. 69-58, Lobos by 11. They have led virtually the entire way. 2 lead changes in the game, but both of those coming early. All right, here we go. Lobos on the inbounds. Tanet has it out front. Pasquarelli back in there with the 4 fouls for the Rams. All has it on the left baseline for the Lobos. Wants to back down on Muniz, going nowhere. Kicks out. Here's Tanet, fakes the 3. Now to Miller, spots up, triple, short that time. Rebound, JT Rock underneath. Put back up, no good, whistle foul. Offensive rebound for the Lobos. 10th of the game.
Oh, that's tough. And again, these long shots, long rebounds, as I believe Hop's able to get a finger on that, poke that ball right down low to Rock, who's underneath the hoop.
So JT Rock at the free throw line. And gets the first one to go. Rock now 3 of 5 from the foul line tonight. 9 points, 6 rebounds. Off the bench for the 7-footer. And the second free throw, no good. Rebound came right to Joppa. 70-58. Rams down by 12, 6:33 to go. And if you're Colorado State, you're going to make a run. Might want to start sooner than later here. Mooney's has it up top of the key. Rams' biggest run of the evening has been 5-0. Need a bigger run than that. Pasquarelli breaks free for three, missed it. Rebound to Hall. I mean, Josh Pasquarelli can't buy a bucket here in Mountain West Conference play. He's 3 of 20 from deep. Hall on the angle left for the Lobos. Driving on McIver, takes him off the bounce to the low block, lift fake, nowhere to go. Had to send it back out inside 6 minutes to go. Hall again wants to drive on McIver, again canceled. Outside it goes to Miller, 7 to shoot. Miller driving left, got in the paint, scoops one up, missed everything. Rebound came to McIver. He wants to run. McIver going to spin down the lane, good feed. Butler lays it up and in with the foul.
How about Jace Butler staying with it in transition? McIver gets cut off. He's forced to spin back, but instead of banana cutting out to that far wing for three, he just stays with his drive right to the rim. Great find from McIver and finish from Jace Butler.
Second on Rock. He'll head to the bench. Bouillon back in with those 4 personal fouls. And Jace Butler at the free throw line trying to convert the 3-point play. 10 for Butler tonight. He's knocked down a couple of second half threes. Makes the free throw, and it's back down to single digits. Well, here it is, Adam. You make a little bit of a run here. This is where you get back in the basketball game. That's what this coaching staff has to be thinking. Got to get defensive stops, though. That's the whole key. Joel top of the key, the right side Hall. Tries the baseline on Butler, now wants to back his way down. Lip fake, fires, whistle, foul. Right, such a crafty freshman, isn't he?
It's just a nasty shot fake. It's slow. You really get baited into thinking he's going to go up and shoot it. And again, I mentioned the balance. Look at, he's still on balance every time and gets 2 guys up in the air. I could have called it on both guys.
Does not play like a freshman. Jay Call, kid who is going to go to UC San Diego with Eric Olin. He gets the New Mexico job, and he follows the head coach and now leads the Lobos in scoring. First free throw, no good.
And he's at least 19, right? I mean, he's not the 23-year-old freshman that we're, talking about these days. He just
second free throw
what you see from him, honestly. Yeah. I mean, I'm a fan now after one game watching him and just the patience and pace that he plays with.
Well, he only scored 3,100 points in high school. That is a ton of buckets.
It's only a couple more than me.
Second free throw is good. Back to a 10-point game, 71-61. Rams in the front court. Here's Pasquarelli. Drives to the foul line, tried to send it back to Cutelis, and it goes off his hands into the backcourt, over and back. 13th turnover of the game against CSU, and an inopportune time right there.
Just put a lot more pressure on that defense. Get stops, continue to grind away on a Lobo offense that has looked almost unstoppable tonight.
All right, it bounced to Tanette. Approaching the 5-minute mark of the second. Tanette, the freshman, has it on the left wing. Off the screen, got it to Bouillon, left baseline, sends it all the way out. Ball got deflected out of bounds, and it'll be Ram basketball. So the Lobos return the favor and turn it right back over to CSU.
Again, just being aggressive here and making cuts to score and driving to score. Get some momentum here these last 5 minutes.
Mooney's baseline drive all the way inside, lays it in. All right, 71-63. It's all about defense, though, for the Rams. Albury down the lane, shuffle the feet, walk. There's the whistle. Good call.
And not only that, that's a quick possession, too. 4 or 5 seconds came off the shot clock. So, again, you get a quick score, a quick stop, and now you're able to eat at this lead just a little bit more.
All right, so you get a defensive stop. Here come the Rams on offense, 4:30 to go in the second. 71-63 Lobos. Mooney's on the right wing. Albury on him. We're just body checking him there. Mooney's pushing back, drives inside, goes up with a shot, missed it. Rebound to Bouillon. Gonna bring it to the front court himself. Picked up the bounce. He's dead in a bit of trouble. Got it to Javis Miller. Miller right on the left side. Miller drives right down the lane. Steps in. Banks it home.
Miller has made some tough shots the first half. He knocked down 2 threes, and then there, under 4 minutes to go, just really forces himself right to the front of the rim, and great use of the glass.
Pasquarelli on the back door. He'll lay it in with the assist from Cutilis. Get our final media timeout coming up at the next whistle. But Colorado State can't afford to trade buckets at this point of the game. Left to the lane, down the paint. Bouillon draws contact. Ram players grousing about that one. A little contact with Flail to the board, and he gets the whistle.
73-65 in favor of the Lobos at the under 4 timeout. Mike, just Colorado State continuing to shoot themselves in the foot here. Just absolutely ridiculous turnovers. And for some reason, New Mexico has allowed them to still be in this game.
Yeah, it's been a weird 2 minutes. Like I'm not sure the possession where Albury. I get he's been carving them up, and they really had no answer for him and his playmaking ability. But you got to be a little more under control, work some clock. You're up 8 to 10 points. I'm not sure, why you're getting yourself trapped, 4 or 5 seconds in the shot clock in the lane with nowhere to go, and you travel there. So didn't love that. Big bucket from Miller there, man. He kind of struggled this half after, being one of the key guys off the bench in the first half. And if you told me that Bouillon didn't, he hasn't done anything.
No.
He's only played 5 minutes. There's just no resistance at the rim, man. Like they're still shooting 67% from the field in the second half.
Colorado State even switched to a zone at one point, and it didn't matter. Like they couldn't get stops, and the interior defending is non-existent.
Yeah.
The announcers even mentioned it, and you called for it at halftime. That New Mexico wasn't going to shoot as many shots, get to the paint, get into the basket, shoot the twos. And they've had so much success from inside the arc. They haven't had to shoot a ton of threes. They didn't want to live by the three in the second half, and they haven't had to. They stuck to their game plan in the second half. And even though Colorado State has continued to turn it over, continued to, Rex Steiner has missed 3 shots within 3 feet tonight. And the last one that he missed directly led to a dunk at the other end. Like they are in this game. They're only down 8 at the under 4 timeout. 3:26 left here in the game, Mike. We're going to come back at the end of the game here. We hope that you enjoy the remaining 3 minutes plus of this one. Mike and I will be back here to chop it all up, see if Colorado State can come back and close this gap. Right now, 73-65, 74-65, and we'll see you at the end of the game. Enjoy.
Stanford this year. Stanford 75 in the net.
Still a quad 1 for now.
Yeah, but if they go to 76, it's a quad 2. All right, first free throw is good by Bouillon. Second free throw, no good. 74-65, 9-point game. Rams into the front court. Pasquarelli, great look, 3, in and out. Rebound came to Butler. He'll lay it up and in. What a foul! Boy, Cutilis and hopped. What a battle for the board, and it fell into the lap of Butler.
Sometimes that's all it takes is just a 50-50 ball to go your way and kind of willing yourself into some baskets here as you see Pasquarelli get his best look of the night. Doesn't make it, but 2 guys staying with it. Great finish from Jace.
Butler with 13 in the contest. Free throw is up, good. Make it 14 for Butler, 12 of the 14 after halftime. Moby crowd trying to get in it. Get no students. They're out for winter break. Here comes Hall. Into the front court, hands off to Albury. 3 minutes exactly to go in regulation. Rams have it within 2 possessions. Albury on the left side, 10 to shoot off a Bouillon screen. Gets another screen. Drives down right side of the lane. Sends it out to Hall, top of the key. 4 to shoot. Here's Joel, deep three, air ball out of bounds.
And the loudest this crowd has been all night long. Finally giving them something to cheer about. Back-to-back possessions defensively. The Rams figuring it out. How big would a bucket be here?
Well, massive possession in this basketball game. Rams with a little bit of momentum here in the contest. They haven't had a lot tonight. 2:30 to go in the game. 74-68 Lobos. Ascarelli top of the key. That kid's due. Here's Butler out front. Tried to drive, couldn't get there. Down Cutelis, head of the key. Cutelis with the dribble at the free throw line, looking for a back cutter. Tried to find him on a bounce pass. Got kicked. That'll be Ram basketball to reset the shot clock to 20. And Moody's to throw it in right in front of us.
They missed Pasquarelli on a great down screen. The timing's just off a little bit last possession.
Pasquarelli checked that Rex Steiner foul line jumper well off. And the rebound to the Lobos. Not sure if that was the shot the Rams were looking for. Front court. 2 minutes to go in the game. Rams in desperate need of a defensive stop, down by 6. Raya to net, standing by the midcourt Ram logo. 10 on the shot clock. No knees on him. Now switched off on Pasquarelli. Into the paint, leans in. Wild shot, missed it. Rebound Pasquarelli. Rams going to stop. Here comes CSU, down by 6. Pasquarelli on the right side, drives, ball ripped away by Bouillon. Front court, here's Chol, dunk. Timeout, New Mexico. Massive defensive play by Tomislav Bouillon.
Another tough play for Pasquarelli, who's had 2 turnovers here in the last few minutes. Missed a couple of shots. You just see it in this Ram team right now, a little defeated, knowing that they only played tough the last 3 or 4 minutes there. They got the momentum. They kind of cranked things up, and that was it. New Mexico answered the bell right away with a great play in there. How quickly did Bouillon get that ball ahead, knowing he had Chol streaking in transition?
Well, back-to-back possessions, down 6 with the basketball. A chance to get it to 4, maybe even 3. And you get a tough 16, 17-foot jumper, and then you have a catastrophic turnover. That was all Bouillon, the quote-unquote freshman from Croatia. Well, $1:20 to go. It's an 8-point game. Still have time, but the Rams got to go quick. Full court pressure shown by the Lobos. Moody set to throw it in. Here's Butler into the forecourt for Colorado State. Picks up his bounce. Mooney's out front. 1:08 to go. Rams got to go quick here. Cutelis out front, top of the key. Picked up his bounce. Now to Butler. Butler shakes free for 3. Short rebound, Bouillon. And he dribbles out of traffic and will be fouled. That just may do it. Yet another stop. Back-to-back stops for that New Mexico Lobos defense. And they get a kill.
And you mentioned the Rams trying to go fast. They're trying to get open. They're trying to do everything they can. But that Lobo defense not giving up an inch there. One of the tightest possessions down the stretch. None of the Rams guards could come free off of a down screen.
Bouillon at the free throw line. First one is up, and it is good. Well, the Rams hope to be full strength next time these two teams hook up. It'll be a much tougher task down there at the pit in Albuquerque, February 10th, I believe. Second free throw's up and good. 10-point game, 78-68. Again, Rashawn Bemba, been told, is going to be back on Friday night against UNLV. A little bit more for the leading scorer, Kyle Jorgensen. Mooney's down the lane. Lip fake, lays it up and in. 78-70, 45.2 seconds to go. Ali Farokmanesh going to call a timeout.
You got to get up. You got to foul quick. You got to hope for a couple of misses here from the free throw line.
It's a Lobo team that'll be in the double bonus. And a good free throw shooting team at 77%. And the Rams are a good free throw shooting team. We saw them really struggle down the stretch on Saturday at GCU shooting free throws. You can only hope for the same if you're a Ram fan tonight. 78-70 Lobos with the advantage, 45.2 seconds to go. It's a Colorado State team that we get UNLV coming up on Saturday night. That's an 8 p.m. I checked that Friday night, beg your pardon. Friday night tip-off. That is a 8 p.m. tip-off. Meanwhile, the New Mexico Lobos will be at Air Force coming up on Saturday. 1 p.m. afternoon matinee affair between those two teams.
Again, the number that really sticks out to me, just 4 of 7 from downtown are the Lobos here in the second half. We laughed off air about the first 4 minutes. Lobos were on pace to shoot 63s the start of this game. And they completely flipped things and just continued to attack the Rams off the dribble and in the paint.
And Tennet's is fouled as he's coming up into the front court, 10-team foul. So 2 free throws for Uriah Tenet, 86% on the season for Tenet, 24 of 28. Lefty will fire and miss the first one. McIver and McConan each out of the game. Muniz and Pasquarelli in for them. Situational substitution by the Rams coaching staff. One more coming for Tenet. 8 points in the contest. Second free throw's up good. And nope, we're going to get a lane violation against Bouillon. Wave off the free throw. So the lead remains at 8:43.3 seconds to go. Eric Olin pulling his hands up. Looking at his freshman Bouillon saying, what are you doing? Inbounds to Rex Steiner. Rams going to go fast. To Cudelis. Back to Rex Steiner. Looked like he got grabbed. There was no call. Here's Muniz, top of the key. Now to Butler, to Cudelis. Makes the three. Spins in the paint. Great defense by Bouillon. Outside, Butler for 3. Off the heel. Rebound, New Mexico. And Hall secures it. And he is fouled with 24 seconds to go. Colorado State, 29% from deep. And this is a team that's top 5 of the nation. Shooting threes.
And the frustrating thing about that last possession is, Muniz is not ready to shoot a 3. We need to go. We need a shot to go, and he just kind of coasts through and doesn't take the attempt and runs just way too much clock. With no real scary threat to score off the dribble. Somebody needs to step up and look for their shot.
First free throw is up and good by Hall. One more coming his way. And makes it 4-possession game. 24 seconds to go. 80-70. Rams bring it in the front court. Here's Muniz. Fires a 3 from the right angle. Missed it short. Rebound Bouillon. And gets it out to Hall. That should do it. 10 seconds to go. Rams won't foul. And New Mexico going to come on the road and get a big victory here at Moby Arena to secure their 3rd conference win of the season. And they run their win streak over Colorado State to 5 straight games. Lobos now 12-3 in the year, 3-1 in conference play. The Rams
80-70 is the final score. The New Mexico Lobos over the Colorado State Rams on this Mountain West broadcast right here on One and Done. Thanks for hanging out with us. Welcome to the post-game show right here. My name is Jay Heinrich. I'm the conductor of the aforementioned One and Done train. The man right below me, that man is known as now he's over there, El Capitan himself around these parts, the captain of the One and Done ship. That's Mike Holland. Yeah, you're so quick. Like, you get up, when you're going to sleep, you turn the lights off, you hit the light switch, and you're in bed before it's dark in your room. That's how quick you are.
That's right, dude. That's like Dayton Oliver getting into the lane tonight.
And he did without a lot of resistance, and we're going to get to that here. A 10-point win for New Mexico, 80-70. Mike, I just wanted to come to you here. I have plenty of thoughts on this one, and I'm going to share them, but I wanted to come to you first, man, and get your initial thoughts after this game.
Yeah, I'm a little surprised by some of the rotations in the second half. This is not like this game was completely out of hand for Colorado State. I recognize that Pasquarelli, been struggling from 3. This is a this was a must win. I felt like, I mean, you're coming in 1-2 in conference. We talked about how this is probably a 3-bid league this year. I would have rode my guys. Kerry Booth only get 5 minutes. You're basically putting this game on the shoulders in the final 12 minutes with guys that didn't get you to this spot. So I don't know. I didn't really kind of agree with the rotations there. I thought Butler played really, really well in the second half for Colorado State, but I don't want to bury the lead. Obviously, New Mexico coming into Colorado State, now 3-1 in conference. Albury was, awesome at getting into the lane, which we talked about at the, under 12 and the under 4. It just felt like they just had more rhythm and they were able to get turnovers. And anytime that you shoot 65% in the second half of a basketball game, Jay, you're probably going to come out with the win. And that's what it was, man.
Yeah, and man, anytime the Colorado State, all right, they got it down to 6, right? After the under 4, get it down to 6, and then you turn the ball over on 2 straight possessions. Pasquarelli, who did not find his rhythm at all tonight, did not hit a 3-point shot. Colorado State's a top 5 team in the country in 3-pointers. They shot under 30% tonight from deep. It was an ugly effort towards something that they normally do really well. And obviously, Jorgensen being out for them, it showed them not having any resistance at all in the paint. I really thought that Booth was going to be a little bit more of a presence tonight. He was an absolute non-factor in the second half at all. I absolutely had some nice things to say about him early in the game. And then after that, it was basically he was a no-show for the rest of the time. You mentioned Jace Butler. He had 2 points at halftime, 14 by the time it ended for Colorado State. He did everything that he could. Muniz,
nothing. I mean,
2 for 8.
Yeah.
Booth, non-existent. Like I said, Pasquarelli didn't get to double figures tonight. He was 4 for 8 from the field, 3 boards. I know he did. He was in foul trouble, which is crazy because there weren't a lot of fouls.
Yeah, there weren't
in the first half, and then you look up, Pasquarelli's got 4, Muniz has 4, but that shouldn't have mattered in the grand scheme of things. But it felt like you said, the substitution patterns felt different. It just maybe he was trying to see, okay, if we have to be without our big man for any longer, can we try some different rotations and can we get some different guys into the game? It just never seemed to click for the Rams on the floor at all, no matter what type of rotation they had. And I talked about Rick Steiner at the under 4. He missed some bunnies.
Yep.
I mean, all within 3 feet. But that sense of urgency, Mike, for Colorado State, it showed up, but it came way too late, man.
Yeah, it was too late. You need to see that in the first half, right? But that's not the takeaway you think from New Mexico, man. I thought that just well balanced all the way through. You had 9 guys score 6 or more points. So I mean, it was just when you're not going to have your big star, right, Bouillon, saddled by foul trouble. He almost had a double even in foul trouble in 20 minutes. He was turning it over a little bit too. But the difference was the guard play in this game, and the fact that there was no resistance at the rim for Colorado State. Hop got what he wanted. Tanek got what he wanted. Cholo got caught fire from 3. Hall got whatever he wanted. Albury got into the lane and did whatever he wanted. Miller was shooting 3s in the first half. It didn't matter. New Mexico was just going to get to the rim, and they were going to finish. Game kind of just really boils down to just no resistance for Colorado State, and they couldn't hit 3s, and they had too many turnovers in the first half.
Jake Hall is a very impressive freshman, and just another one to add to the list of many, many talented freshmen across the country that are playing at. He looked like the best player on the floor for a lot of the game. He just exerted himself in wherever New Mexico needed him to be at the right time. 3 for 5 from 3, 2 boards, 2 dimes. But it wasn't about that for him. He's going to bring the scoring. He's their leading scorer, and that's what he's going to do. And he definitely did that tonight when they needed him. Chol was cold in the first half. He ended up with double figures, man. He had 3 threes. He shot himself out of that slump. He was 1 for 6 in the first half. Guess what? 2 for 2 in the second and shut it down, man. They didn't shoot a lot of 3s in the second half. They didn't want to, and they didn't have to.
Talked about. Yeah, they didn't need to. They got in the lane, got what they wanted, didn't take themselves out by allowing Colorado State to get easy transition buckets, stay the course defensively. It just felt like Colorado State couldn't get over that 8-point hump. it was like, man,
Yep.
it just couldn't do it, man. And I like Darren and Cam talking about we need a one and done player of the game. That might have to become a thing. And you were just talking about him. I mean, it's pretty hard, you know. Obviously, you look at the stats, right, and you know, it's so spread out. And obviously, Hall led them in points. I just thought he was a steady presence all night. I definitely think he was the player of the game tonight, Jake Hall.
Bouillon, though, had 8 points. Like you said, he didn't exert himself on the offensive end, but he had 11 rebounds and 2 swipes there, 3 offensive boards as well. So even on a night where he only played 20 minutes, he had 4 fouls. He wasn't like the guy that they normally expect to get
By
out of
committee
the
tonight.
out of the 23-year-old freshman. But they played 8 guys, Mike. They
Yeah.
played 8 guys. Everybody scored at least 6 points.
Yeah.
I mean, it was an impressive all-around effort from that squad. The Lobos with a 10-point win, 80-70 over Colorado State, a road win for New Mexico in the Mountain West. They were talking, the broadcasters, we had the courtesy of the Mountain West Network. We also happened to have the Colorado State feed there of the announcers, and they were talking about how, you know, this is a tough one to lose at home because they still have to turn around now and go to the pit to play New Mexico again.
Yeah, so I mean, you look at it, man. You drop this one for Colorado State. You fall to 1-3 in conference. I mean, you got UNLV at home, which they should be able to bounce back here. UNLV at home, Fresno State at home, or excuse me, on the road. They're favored in both of those games. Then they go to Boise. So this 2 games right here, if they could have gotten this one, Jay, you know, you kind of looked at their perspectives obviously a lot differently, but they got to get this Boise State and UNLV game over the next 2, and it's setting up really nicely here for New Mexico, man. They're going on the road to Air Force. Going to be very little resistance. The Air Force got absolutely blown out tonight. They're home against Grand Canyon, and then to be at the top of the standings or fighting near it, man, they got this road game on January 17th against San Diego State that we'll definitely be paying attention to. So 2 teams kind of going in what feels like opposite directions now. New Mexico 3-1 in conference, Colorado State 1-3.
Not exactly the place you want to be. If you're Colorado State here, Mike, new coach, right?
Yeah.
Frogmanesh is in there doing his thing. I guarantee you, his offensive practices don't consist of catching the ball at 28 feet, taking one jab step dribble and picking it up.
Yeah.
I watched that so many times tonight. And as a coach, you've got to be it's got to be infuriating. It's not like I mean, granted, there were some possessions where New Mexico just absolutely made Colorado State completely uncomfortable. They weren't ready to get their shots off when they had the opportunities to. They weren't we said at halftime, we needed Colorado State to be more aggressive, to go downhill. And it looks like at the very beginning of the second half, I'm thinking like, oh man, they're going to do it. They're going to get downhill. They're going to be more aggressive. It's going to happen. Nothing.
No defense.
Nothing came from it, right? And then when you continue to turn the ball over at the rate that they did and just give New Mexico free points, and you're not giving any resistance at all inside, you lose, my friends. You lose. Then you drop to 1-3 in Mountain West play. An 80-70 win for New Mexico over Colorado State here in the Mountain West. Right here, this broadcast happens. If you didn't know, you're watching One and Done right now, right here on everyone's favorite college basketball channel on YouTube with an ampersand in the title. Believe that right there. Hit the like and subscribe buttons if you haven't already. Turn on your notification bells, especially if you're into DFS content, if you like live game or instant reactions, I should say. Mike brought you a couple of those instant reactions yesterday, all solo dolo got on air and did his thing, right? And then we got DFS shows. Like I said, we've got our Sunday recap shows of the week, and we've got Mountain West games right here on One and Done. So why not hit the like and subscribe button, turn on the notification bell so you can see every time that we go live. All right, a 10-point win for New Mexico. Just so Darren's happy before we go off air, Mike, let's officially hand out the unofficial, official One and Done Player of the Game award. Who does it go to?
Yeah, it's got to go to Jake Hall, man. Like he was, nice. He was spectacular tonight. I love that, man. Did we pay for that? That was a absolutely love the drum roll. Yeah, he was spectacular tonight. Just contributing all over the floor, steady presence, just super efficient tonight, man. So yeah, and honestly, you could just hand the team, right? Everybody could get a little bit of piece of that one and done award tonight because it was a full team effort. Obviously, Hall knocking down some big threes there. Got the point total up there, so that'll definitely help out his cause there.
Well, and Miller and Sinet off the bench in the first half did their thing, but JT Rock in the second half for New Mexico had a really nice half. He ended up with 9 points and 6 rebounds, a steal, and a block. He was somebody whose name kept coming up at key times in the second half for New Mexico. So shout out to JT Rock. Wanted to show him some love and make sure to shout him out because I don't know that we mentioned him much before now, but he definitely had a key role here. So how about Jake Hall is the one and done player of the game here, and JT Rock is the bench mob player of the game right there, coming off the pine to contribute to his team. And obviously, I want to apologize to Jace Butler. You didn't get the dub, my friend. You played your ass off.
He did.
You
man.
did.
He played really well.
14 and 5. You did everything that you could. 30 minutes off the bench to try to keep your team in this game. However, JT Rock is going to get the bench mob player of the game in this 80-70 win for the New Mexico Lobos over Colorado State in a Mountain West showdown right here on One and Done. Where else would you rather be? Who has it better than One and Done? Nobody. I'll tell you that right now. Shout out to our guy, Nate, pushing the buttons. Napesy Hustle. We appreciate you, man. Doing a good job as always. Shout out to our guy, Eric, the Blue, in the studio already, getting everything set up for us. Those nice little wraparounds you see there that we got up on the screen there. Shout out to Eric for sure. Shout out to you for hanging out with us right here on One and Done. Shout out to that man sharing your viewing device with me around here. He's known as El Capitan himself. He's the captain of the One and Done ship. He's a comma chaser in those DK streets. Make sure you hit the notification bell and the subscribe button so you catch our next DFS show because we're chasing commas on that Saturday slate, right, Mike? Is that the next one we're gonna go live for?
Yeah, I think we'll be doing that, or we'll do a live reaction. But whichever one we decide to do, you got to be here for it so you can catch it.
Live reactions, DFS shows.
Noties, you got to have the noties.
Turn on them noties. Do yourself a favor. Turn on the noties. Tell somebody that you love them. Take care of yourself. Push all those buttons. At One and Done CDB on the socials. And until next time, this has been Mountain West Basketball on One and Done. And my name is JAYHEINRICH. Come again. We'll see you.